Live. We're ready. Ladies and gentlemen, we're back. 5 pounds of Gunt has returned. Season 2, week 2. We're here with the man, the myth, the legend, PPP, Ashton Parks. How are you today, my friend?
Hey, buddy, my boy Patrick. It's a fucking good day to be alive. Very good day to be alive. We got some stuff to talk about in wrestle there.
The wrestling. I have watched, I'm a big fucking loser, so I watched Dynamite, I watched Rampage, and I even watched Dark yesterday. I was watching Dark just now. I'm ready to go. I'm ready for my AEW weekend in Chicago this weekend, so.
Well, I'll tell you this. I didn't watch Rampage, and I sure as fuck will never watch an episode of Dark. But I did watch Heels, the new Stars series. I got through the first 3 episodes, so I can give the folks a take on that.
I got through the first 2 episodes. I didn't get to the third episode. I know that aired already, but I watched episodes 1 and 2. So,
well, I'll just say this: the 3rd episode blows the first 2 out of the water. It's really where the show.
Are you kidding? You fucking gotta be shitting me! I watched the first.
It's basically the only one worth watching. It's
got
CM Punk in it.
Fuck.
CM Punk's like a main character in the episode. He gets introduced.
So the one that I don't watch, because I figure, well, I don't have time to watch it this week because of... Fuck! It's such bullshit. Okay, well,
it really is.
Well, we'll
get into that.
We'll talk the show here. And, yeah, everyone complaining about the quality. Welcome to 5 Pounds of Gunt, the greatest 240p stream of all time. It's running out.
People they're so entitled to they deserve high-level quality.
They think they deserve HD video. You'll take 240p and you'll like it, okay?
You'll either like it or you can go fuck yourself. You and your friend Mark can stop watching 5 Pounds of Gunt then. How about that? Quite frankly, we don't need these viewers.
There's like the viewer count is dropping as we talk, PPP.
Quite frankly, we don't need you.
Well, they don't. No wrestling company actually does need viewers anymore. It's all a big fucking meme to trick these TV companies into giving them money.
Nobody's actually watching this shit, are they? I'm like the only person left on the earth who's watching any wrestling.
Yeah, basically. You know, I have a DSLR. I do have a DSLR here. Like, I have a quality camera, but I don't have any internet to upload.
It doesn't have internet. They're like, oh man, why don't you just get a better camera? Well, you fucking retarded faggot. If you fucking don't have the internet speed to support it, it doesn't mean fuck all. So just,
I could go run downstairs and I've got a fucking TV production camera. Like, I've got like a fucking $1,000 Sony, like, DV cam. Okay, that I could, like, pump out here. But, like, what am I gonna... I can't stream it, so whatever. Anyways, we're here to talk about the wrestling. Do you want to talk about Heels first or AEW first?
Let's get into AEW first.
Yeah, sure.
Let's do Dynamite here. The show started off with Orange Cassidy and Matt Hardy. The crowd was really into this match, The crowd was really, like, popping for Orange. They were doing the delete chants back and forth. Me personally, I don't really want to see Matt Hardy wrestle anymore. I think he fucking blows.
I agree. I think he's especially this character incarnation of Matt Hardy. It's really shitty. If it was a better, there's just no really good. He's not exciting as a wrestler in ring. His best work this last couple years has been his character stuff and like behind the scenes stuff, and that he's not doing that anymore. So it's like, why do I give a shit?
It went downhill. It really went downhill, pretty much from Jump Street and AEW. And he's never really recovered. And I think, honestly, after all the bullshit with Sammy Guevara, it's like, why do we want to get this guy paralyzed? Like, this gimmick with the money, I think, is kind of fucking stupid. Every segment that fucking is like HFO or Hardy Family or whatever the fuck it's called.
It's death for me.
I fucking skip it if I'm not watching it live. If I am watching it live and I see it, I just go take a piss. Because I just don't care. But that being said, this match was kind of notable because I'm not sure if Matt Hardy was supposed to bleed like that.
He wasn't.
Like, how the fuck did that
He broke his nose.
happen?
Orange Cassidy to cross. You know, he did that high cross and landed on his face and he broke his nose. So I mean, shit happens. But it's fucking wrestling.
When you're working with a decrepit ancient fucking old man with plates in his fucking knees and spinal column, and also Orange is kind of green. I don't know why they insist on putting Matt Hardy in there with guys that aren't like at least 10-year veterans of the business.
I don't know how long Orange has been wrestling, but wrestling at a high level, he can't have been going for more than 10 years. I mean, he's probably got like 8 or 9 years under his belt, I think. I mean, he was doing Chikara back when Chikara was like brand new, but like he hasn't been wrestling consistently for like, you know, probably like 6-7 years. I mean, I wouldn't call him green, but he's not exactly like a vet. And the thing is, like, why put him with Matt Hardy? I guess it's a name, but like, fuck.
To say he's green isn't really fair, but like, I just don't think he's really like such an experienced, safe worker to be putting Matt Hardy in there with like.
It's more of a condemnation of Matt Hardy than of Orange Cassidy, I think. Because I think, Orange Cassidy, I think, like, works like a slow pace, but generally he does, like, excite. Oh, you got the Fed, the WWE Championship mug there, buddy.
That's right.
That's good.
The champ is here, motherfucker. You
know what I should do? I've got the WWE titles, got all the titles on it. It's on a crock pot. And I've got that. And I'm not joking.
Put it on a crock pot?
I'm not joking. To go get it would be like a fucking way too much time right now, but next show I'll have it up.
Next show.
I'll cook some barbecue pork or something, and you can see the fucking the Fed crock pot.
I'll say this about the match though. You know, the crowd was fucking hot for it. They were into it.
Yeah.
That's all that really fucking matters, isn't it? At the end of the day, the crowd's excited. I don't know if people on TV were excited for it, like watching at home. Where I maybe. Yeah.
People online were bitching that they shouldn't have led with an Orange Cassidy match, and to some extent, maybe, but at the same time, this is in your company. Like, this is Orange Cassidy's one of your top guys, realistically. Your top young guy. And I like him, and I think he's popular enough with, like, I think he gets over to casual people more than people give him credit for.
I think he has a lot of charisma, and, you know, I wasn't a big believer at first, but as I continue to watch him work and the way the crowd responds to him and the way he carries himself, even though he doesn't have a star physique or anything like that, he carries himself like he's a star. He carries himself like with the mentality that he's the only person there that matters, that he's like the main character of the story.
Yeah.
And I think that translates well. What I'm surprised about is that he's not on the pay-per-view yet. I think he should be.
I'm actually disappointed because Orange Cassidy's my friend's favorite wrestler in the company, and we're going to this fucking show in Chicago. And I mean, I guess we could go to Rampage or Dynamite beforehand, but we want to go fucking see Orange Cassidy. He's gonna probably end up in like a battle royale or some shit, or like some like just like clusterfuck match.
I hope they don't do another battle royal. We'll go through this card, but as I look at this card, I'm really impressed kind of with the card. Like, I think the only match that's gonna be a stinker is gonna be Statlander and Britt Baker.
Well, you're forgetting there's a women's battle royal already announced. That's gonna suck. Like, that's gonna be a piss.
What?
There's a women's battle royal. Yeah, that's already been announced. I think it's on the pre-show. Though. I think it's on the pre-show, so it's gonna be me.
Okay, well, I'm probably not gonna watch.
I have to give them credit. They are breaking. That'll be a long time for me and my friends to go sit in line at the concession stands and get a T-shirt at the fucking 3-hour long line. Did I ever tell you about the line for the T-shirts at All In when I went to that?
No, you never did. Go on.
I went to All In. So there's the two longest lines, and the two fucking lines. The line for the T-shirt stand. There was like 2 or 3 T-shirt stands in the whole building, which was retarded to begin with. But there was a line from the T-shirt building from that all the way around, and it looped around the entire fucking arena. Like, it was insane. And they sold out. They sold out of every T-shirt they brought there to that day, which was fucking insane. The other line, the line for the men's restroom was so long, they turned one of the women's restrooms into a men's restroom, an extra one. Because there was so many, it's such a heavy dude audience there. That's there was no girls. And they're like, fuck it, turn one of the women's restrooms into a men's restroom now. We need the stalls open for these fat fucks.
And they're all just gorging themselves, nachos, hot dogs, diarrhea dumps, these fat obese
the sea of black t-shirts. You just don't even know. It's like an army of black t-shirts.
How did it smell, bro?
Oh.
What is it?
All In. So there was this the smell, it's incomparable. The only thing worse I've ever smelled is I went to a Smash Brothers tournament once. That was worse by a country mile, but that's the only comparable thing.
I was about to say, like, was it a Smash tournament? That was the first thought I had in my head.
No,
like,
not that level, but close. Oh fuck. There was this guy behind me at that show, the drunkest fucking guy I've ever met, and he hated Cody Rhodes so much. So anytime Cody was out there, this was all in. So that was the show that was booked by fucking Cody. He paid to go see Cody Rhodes, and he's like, I fucking hate Cody. Boo, boo, fuck Cody the entire time. And then he comes out for his match, and by the end, he's cheering for Cody. This fucking, like, worked fucking loser. That's such bullshit.
I guess the only other criticism I could give to this first match is that I think Orange Cassidy should have won with his finisher. I don't really like the roll-up, especially on Matt Hardy. Like, he should probably just beat Matt Hardy. Now, maybe they're going to try and drag it out to a pay-per-view or something. I'm not sure, but...
Maybe it'll be on the all-out pay-per-view. Although, you know what? I think the hands in the pocket roll-up could be a decent, like, secondary finisher for the guy. Like, no, I don't think he tried to do a submission once. His finisher right now is the punch, I think, right? And the beach break. And it's like neither of them are like that, like, in character for him. But the pocket roll-up, it's kind of a fun thing to do on TV. And it also makes Matt Hardy look like a fucking loser, which is a good thing in my book. That's my praisal of it.
But I think they ought to find a better finisher for Cassidy, something a bit more fitting, or because the Superman punch, like, even when Roman Reigns, but I just don't like it in wrestling. Like, you know what I mean? Because it's basically like, well, why wouldn't a normal punch just fuck you up? You know what I mean? Like, they throw like dozens of normal punches, but suddenly because you jump, this is a finisher now. I get it in UFC, it'll fuck people up, but like, I don't know, in wrestling, I'm just not a huge fan of it.
It's not like super like in character for. They need to give him a Fast and Furious gimmick for his finisher. They need to find something like a wrestling move from Fast and Furious for him to do, because that's his favorite movie, and I respect that. I respect the hustle, the family. All right.
So go on.
Next, we got the fucking Then was the Malachi Black promo where he just said he was gonna kill Brock. He's like,
I wasn't super impressed with this promo from Malachi Black. It's kind of plain, I thought. You know,
he was just like demanding that he submit at the beginning, otherwise he would suffer. And it's like, it wasn't super like didn't get the character over me. Like, also Malachi Black's not on the pay-per-view either. Like, I don't know, he's like they're like
he has to be on the card. Those are the two big omissions, is Orange Cassidy and Malachi Black, and they have to find a way to get those guys on the card.
Well, and then the question is, do you extend the card with an extra match? Maybe, I mean, the show as it is going to be long. Do you blow the card with guys that you don't have the storylines for right now? What's the right thing to do in this situation? Maybe you should have cut some of the other matches in favor of a match for one of these guys, but I don't know. I'm on one hand, I agree that I'd like to see both these guys wrestle. On the other hand, I don't want to be there until like 11 p.m. or some bullshit and have this show go like 4 or 5 hours. We want to keep it like nice and short, not super short, but we want to keep it a nice length. So I kind of, it's a toss up what you want to do. I think Malachi Black, he's not going to be on the show. I just don't think he's going to be on the fucking show.
You know, if these fuckers learned how to work matches that didn't all have to be a half hour long, the show could actually fucking have these two matches, and it wouldn't be a problem. You know, they could have Malachi Black come in and squash somebody in 5 minutes. You know, could the Young Bucks cut 5 minutes out of their cage match that's going to go 45 minutes?
I would hope so.
Come on. You'd think, right? So.
They could at least do an angle, but let's see. If we got the match, let me get the match card up for this, because I think there's like there's 10 matches already, including one battle royale.
There was only 8 when I checked earlier, but I'm guessing they added this battle royale. And I thought, that if they added a Malachi Black match and an Orange Cassidy match, that'd get it to 10.
Here's what
that would be doable.
Here's what I would have cut. You could definitely cut the fucking Big Show versus QT Marshall from this card, and it would improve.
Fuck! Save us, God.
Yeah, that should get cut, and I don't know. I mean, I think the Moxley Kojima match does not excite me. I'd rather see an Orange Cassidy match than a Moxley Kojima match. Although Moxley and Kojima will probably be good, and I wish it was an actual like good New Japan guy. and I'm happy Moxie's on
I just don't know who this Kojima guy is. Are people creaming in their pants for him?
Listen,
or...
I'm a hardcore New Japan fan. Kojima it's like the equivalent of like, it's hard for me to compare. It'd be like if Bubba Ray Dudley was having a match with John Moxley the paper and like Japan or something. Like he's like that level where he was like a fucking main eventer at some point, and he was a great wrestler, but he's not like a classic legend. He's not like a top guy now. He's like a low mid card guy right now in New Japan.
I don't mind Big Show being on the pay-per-view, but against QT Marshall, I think it's shit, you know? Because Big Show like is an attraction. He's a star. People know who he is, right? But they've also advertised him as Paul White, so you lose like a lot of, I think, the cachet of him.
You call him the giant Paul White, or some kind of name besides just Paul White. It's just pretty weak.
How about this for an idea? Why didn't we do Paul White and fucking Malachi Black and have Malachi Black squash him? Show he's so powerful. And then it's like, well, can Paul White go anymore? He just got belted by fucking Malachi Black, and they could do something that way.
I'd rather watch that. But I think the QT Marshall match is going to be essentially a squash match for Paul White to beat him up. I think it's going to be like a quick, like 5 second, maybe a 2-minute match.
Hope, because like QT Marshall shouldn't even be on the shows. Like he should just be in a trainer role, and that's it. Like
he should just be a trainer.
TV time, it makes me puke. Like the guy sucks.
The guy
sucks fucking hard.
I don't mind him on like Dark or something, but like he shouldn't be on Dynamite or be in like pay-per-view matches. Here's a couple of good names. The Big White Giant, the Great White. Call him the Great White, the Great Paul White. You know, like that.
I'm getting sick of you fucking chuds and your bullshit. You fucking chuds need to settle down with your white supremacist rhetoric, okay?
Whoa.
This is a fucking social justice fucking stream now,
It's true.
bucko.
It's true. We're now official. I have renounced my ways, and I don't hate women anymore, PP. I love women, and I respect all women equally.
Clip it, folks. Get it out. Anyway. Oh, fuck. Social justice is the answer, okay? This is the new gimmick of the show. We're going to start each show discussing Marxist dialectics. And,
we got to talk about why women's wrestling is great, and it's better than men's wrestling, really. And we just need to
Let me tell you about Bailey, brother.
No!
Let me tell you. You can't even do it sarcastically.
I love Bailey. She's the best.
You know she's the best promo in this business, bud.
No.
Ding dong. Hello. Ding dong. Oh, fuck. So then we got Chris Jericho.
Bing,
Bing, wahoo.
Fucking Christ.
Bing, wahoo.
It's the same gimmick. Yeah, Chris Jericho MJF promo. This is set up MJF and Jericho. The whole setup is that if Jericho loses this time, he loses his career. I think that it was stupid to do the Last of the Labors match on TV. They should have just saved it for this show, for the All Out show, and they could have added the stipulation that he loses his career too. Like MJF could have easily added to that. I think there's less drama now without the Labors. I think the match will still be good, and it'll probably be better than the TV match. But I think it was kind of silly to waste that match, the build up on TV like that, because I was liking the build up a lot. Like the 4 Labors stuff, that was great. And they could have built up this last match a lot better. I think this was I'm excited for the match, and I think the feud so far has been good. But this was a weak idea to me.
It's just fallen flat, right? It's just fallen flat a bit because of the way they booked it. I don't know. They're probably going to give Jericho this win. I wouldn't mind seeing MJF win because I really don't want to see Jericho wrestle anymore. I think Jericho's too old. He's too fat. And I think if he wants to be walking in the next 10 years, maybe it's time to stop. Like, fuck. I don't know.
I agree, but the thing is, he's still one of the most over guys on the show. To this day, he still is. I mean, it's tough. I don't know what the right decision is on this. I think I could see them going either way and say, because Jericho might actually be done, or he could not be done. I could see it going. I guess there is some intrigue then. Like I could see either person winning this, but I could have got that with better drama. I think it feels like the feud's already over. This feels like an extra, extra thing. It feels like
honestly, what I think actually happened is they listened to the Cornette podcast where Cornette bitched that Jericho should have won the last match, and they were like, "Well, let's do that now." but it's fucking too late.
I think the right. I wouldn't mind MJF winning all the matches. That would be fine for me. My problem is, why do that match, like what felt like the big blow off match before the pay-per-view? Why do it on TV? Like, there's no reason to do it there. I guess it did pop the rating, but fucking CM Punk popped the rating. Who gives a shit? Like, you have all these big stars coming in. You don't need to waste matches on TV anymore. If you're paying all this money for big stars, just have them on TV and have them in decent storylines and matches. Don't blow your load for television ratings. But
yeah, they gotta realize that the television ratings really don't fucking matter. Like, the television ratings are what they are, but like they only represent probably a fraction of the amount of people that might actually watch the product, because so many people have cut the fucking cord. So, people aren't being registered in cable ratings anymore, right? I don't know.
Well, I watch on Sling. That's how I watch the AEW shows, and that still counts in the ratings. But, I think a lot of people, I think you're still going to get pay-per-view buys, and they make most of their money from their TV deal, so I get that. But, like, the reality is, their ratings are at a level that's acceptable, and their company is happy. If the ratings were dropping hard and they need to, like, boost them up, that'd be one thing. But the ratings so far from, like, all the companies, I think that everyone's, like, moaning about the ratings are terrible. And the only one whose ratings is bad is NXT, from what I can see. NXT's ratings were so fucked.
They don't have to compete with NXT now, either. So it shouldn't even be a thing.
Well, NXT's ratings suck, and that's why like that thing's basically getting gutted and turned into a different show. But like Raw, SmackDown, everyone like bemoans the ratings of doom and gloom. But the reality is the money coming in is good, and as long as the TV companies are happy, then maybe we should stop being such paranoid freaks about it. But I don't know. I think the match will still be good at the pay-per-view, because I think MJF is gonna have a good match. Like, I doubt that they'll work. The last match was good. I think they'll work this one pretty good too. But I think this is a disappointing storyline for me. It was still good, but it could have been better. Is my take.
I'm really hoping MJF wins that match, because otherwise, what's really the point? And it would be a good guy. And look, this is the thing: like, retirement stipulations in wrestling are like bullshit anyway. So he can always just come back. Like, is anybody really gonna give a fuck if he comes back in 2-3 years to work some part-time shit? No.
Well, he actually said he's done wrestling in AEW. He could go work in New Japan. That wouldn't violate the stipulation even. Or he could go fucking back to work in WWE.
Well, he can do his cruise, right? He'll still do his cruise. He still can work there. And he can be a manager in AEW. He can be a commentator in AEW. And honestly, that's what he's going to have to transition to at some point. He's a good promo.
Maybe he should transition to it. I think the thing is, especially with if Danielson and Punk are both coming in, they don't need Jericho to be their top star right now. They can transition him into that role. I think now would be a good time. Honestly, I think you're right. It's the time to do it. But I also think that he might like try and do one more year.
I mean, like, the headlines coming out of the show, like CM Punk returns, Jericho's retired. You know what I mean? Like, it'll be big events coming out of that show, and it can build momentum. But I don't know, like, they might want to keep Jericho, but I don't think they need him, because they've got Bryan Danielson coming in. Apparently, he might show up at All Out. They might have Bray Wyatt coming in. They got Malachi Black now that they got to give stuff to.
Maybe Adam Cole, if they, I know you don't like Adam Cole, but if they're gonna push this, if they're gonna get this guy, they could push him. He's not a great ratings mover, maybe, but we'll see what they do with the guy. They've got a lot of talent now. They don't need a Jericho on top. They just don't. I like Jericho. He's a good commentator, and he's a good like promo, and he's a good character. But this entire last year with his wrestling abilities, we've all kind of been saying this guy really isn't. He's like losing his touch. We don't want to see him be old and shitty in the ring. Same thing with Matt Hardy. I don't like Christian. I think is still good enough in the ring, and he's a little bit younger than both of them. That like I can enjoy watching him. But Matt Hardy and Jericho, I kind of like. I don't know if I want to watch these guys wrestle. Especially when we have so many other good guys like that aren't going to be on this card because of this, but whatever.
Well, Christian is he's good enough, you know what I mean? Like him and Kazarian being together or whatever, doing these angles, it's fine. But I honestly don't even think they need Christian Cage. Like, I think They showcase the roster of what they have, showcase the future. Because the one match that's kind of like almost like lackluster for me out of like the main matches on the show is Christian Cage versus Omega. Because it's like, I've already seen the match. I already saw them wrestle on TV once for free. Now we're getting that match again, and it's pretty much 100% that Omega's going to win. So it's like, I'm not that excited for it. Whereas if it was Punk and Omega or Bryan and Omega, which I'm sure will happen at some point, but just for this show, I don't think that should go on last. I think Punk should go on last.
Well, Punk should go on last, but I think the speculation right now I've heard is that Danielson's going to come out after the Omega Christian match, and if that's how they close the show with the Danielson debut, that would probably be a good way to end the show. Like, I don't know if the match...
There's nothing, though, in Chicago that's going to have a louder reaction than the CM Punk match.
It won't.
And there's been a lot of mistakes in the past where with, like, Hogan and Rock, they didn't put it on last, right? And they really ought to just put somebody like CM Punk on last because that's what the crowd gives a fuck about. And Punk winning...
If it was still Omega and Hangman, I would kind of see that going on last because I think that Hangman storyline was so good that I could have seen and the crowd could have come around for that. But I don't think this Christian Cage Omega storyline's that it's good. It's a serviceable, but it's not like getting me like I want to go see this match. I want to go see fucking Punk. I'm going to the show to see Punk. I'm going to the show to see the Young Bucks and Lucha Bros Cage match, and
that'll be good.
All the other shows, there's a bunch of Omega.
Miro and Eddie Kingston, I think that's underrated.
That's gonna be an awesome match. I've heard people saying that should have been at the New York show and not at this.
And just talking to a native man and fucking like in a remote region, he's talking about doing airplane.
Some guy in Nunavut, eh?
He can hardly speak English. You know, his last name is like Agugatuk. You know, I don't know how to say it. There's like six. There's like six.
But yeah, fuck.
We got some people in the chat before we go on. I just want to say, I am both reading, not reading the chat. 5 pounds a gun. We don't do super ton of chat interaction. Sorry, but I have a Telegram. I have installed the Telegram, and I do not use it because no one else uses Telegram because the dead service for Coach Red Pill. And that's it. I follow the Gonzo takes. Have you been invited yet to the Gonzo ethno state in Ukraine yet, PPP?
Yeah, I've heard that he's building this ethno state in Kharkiv, Ukraine, or some fucking shit Coach Red Pill's building. Look, man, I don't know. I think Coach is fucking, like, off his meds. He's fucking been losing it the last few months. I don't know what's going on. He keeps, like, Fed posting and shit.
Yeah, it's a bit, it's a bit fucking crazy. We don't have to talk about that. I just thought,
Hangman. But Hangman, when you mentioned, he's not on the card either.
He's out for a couple weeks because his wife's having a kid. I think I told you that.
Oh, fuck.
So he's
People keep saying, though, like, with Hangman, trust the plan. It's long-term storytelling. Like
that was supposed to be this weekend. This was supposed to be his weekend to get crowned, and his wife had a kid, so he went to do that instead. So, he doesn't care about the business enough, does he?
No. Fuck him.
Hey, it's him. Surfer. It's a Surfer cameo, boys. Point and laugh.
Oh, fuck. Hangman's fucking really down low now. I don't know. He's going to get totally lost in the shuffle now with fucking Danielson coming in, Punk coming in. His career is basically fucked, isn't it?
Kind of. I don't know. Maybe they can rehab it, but I don't have a ton of confidence. We'll see.
So what happened next? We had the Varsity Blondes cut a promo. They really ought not to have these guys talk, man. They need some fucking polish on their promos. Like,
I think both of them do. I think Brian Pillman could be... I don't hate Brian Pillman as a promo. He's kind of shouty, kind of 80s shouty right now. But they're both so young that they can probably grow that and be good at that eventually. I just think featuring them in promos is too much right now. You could...
I just think putting them in the tournament and on Dynamite, like, these guys should be on Dark for the next year, probably, or 2 years. I mean,
I don't mind putting them. Well, the thing is, they're the #1 ranked team because of all the times they went on Dark, and I don't think I think Brian Pillman Jr.'s got a lot of potential, especially him. Like, I think he's got like some, not just because he's Brian Pillman's son, but he's got like a good attitude about shit. He's a good worker. He's got a great look. He's got the mullet. The mullet's back. PPP. You got to grow the mullet out, brother. That's what the ladies want. They want the mullet. But I kind of agree. Like, I think that they didn't really shine. And we can talk about the match they were in with the Lucha Bros next. But I didn't think this was very good. I think this is one of the weakest Lucha Bros matches I've ever seen with these two guys, and I think it's mostly the Varsity Blondes' fault.
Yeah, I think it was Varsity Blondes' fault. I mean, the match wasn't like long or anything, but like it almost is like they did everything they probably could have done with these guys in the 8 minutes, and it's like it's not very good. It's pretty lackluster, this match, At least Lucha Bros won. They're going to the pay-per-view. That's the right decision. Praying the Lucha Bros win the titles at the pay-per-view.
They have to. They fucking have to. It's been so long the Bucks have been champs. It's time.
Well, who the fuck are the Young Bucks going to wrestle after this? There's no one.
I think they've actually beaten every tag team on the roster so far, besides the Lucha Bros. The Lucha Bros, they haven't done a match with the Lucha Bros since, like, the All Out 2018, which is kind of crazy to think about.
Is Buddy an FTR? Like, is he ever wrestling again? Or...
I think he's actually. I think his arm's actually fucked up. I don't know what the deal is with that, but I mean, if you saw, you saw the fuck. I'm sure. I think they played the clip of it. Like, you fucking like tore like his arm.
Yeah,
it looks bad.
It looks fucked. It looks fucked, man. I hope that he regains full mobility in his fucking arm. It's not paralyzed. I don't know, but
we'll find out. But yeah, no, this and I'll talk a little bit the Rampage match quick. But the only thing worthwhile watching on Rampage was the Lucha Bros Jurassic Express tag team.
That's what I thought would be all right. But everything else they advertised, like the Bunny and what's her name,
that sucked. That was a really bad match. And the Brandon Cutler main event thing. I mean, it was funny, but like I don't know if I want comedy in my main event. And he did the one thing you gotta give him credit for. He did the dab diving elbow. And that's good heat, brother. The dab, he did the fucking, the 5-knuckle shuffle, but he ended it in a dab, or he did a Fortnite dance.
Yeah.
It's like, that's good heat, brother. That's what you need. That's what the kids want to see. It's like that was some shit. But no, the Lucha Bros Jurassic Express match was actually quite good, actually. Very good. I don't know if I would recommend going out of your way to watch it, but it was very, very good. And, I don't know, I think I'm happy Lucha Bros would damn the match. And they better fucking win. I'm sick of the fucking Bucks as champs. It's been too long. It's been a year.
Oh, fuck. It's too much now with the Bucks. They're overexposed, and they have nowhere else to go with it. They got to drop the belts here, and they can do whatever else. I don't know what the Bucks will do after they drop the belts.
They can do trios. I think they can do trios shit or something with Omega, or do stuff with They can go to Impact with Gallows and Henderson. They can go there.
Fuck them. Just send them off, ship them to Impact or Japan or something.
Well, I think there's a ton of fresh matches you can do with the Lucha Bros that would all be good in the tag team division. Like you can do Santana Ortiz, Lucha Bros.
That's like the match that they need to make. I think they have Conan now in AEW, and that feud in Impact was so fucking good. That was one of the things that made me really excited to watch Impact every week a couple years ago. It was like a ganglands war, and at times it got a little goofy, where their nephew got shot or whatever.
Yeah.
But that shit was still like way better than the stuff you're gonna see in the other promotions. I'd like to see that match again. I've seen it before, but I'll watch it again. What else could the Lucha Bros do?
Oh fuck! They could do. I'd see a Best Friends Lucha Bros match. I wouldn't have the Best Friends win, but that'd be a fun match to see. I think that they've done that a couple times on the indie scene. I mean, FTR, if they get back, FTR for Lucha Bros, it would be awesome. Shit. I mean, you could do, okay, so, let's see, who are even the tag teams at AEW? I guess you can do 2.0, who just came in versus Lucha Bros, would be kind of fun.
What's his name? Scorpio Sky and the
Ethan
fucking
Page.
Other guy, Ethan Page. That's
that would
team
be
with the manager they've got. I think is phenomenal.
Oh, that's been like a great fucking addition. Well, he was in TNA too with American Top Team. He did that fucking gimmick, and he was great with that too.
Yeah, it seems like all the best talent for me has had like a run in Impact in the last few years. But what can you do? AEW and WWE haven't been using a lot of this Impact talent right, in my opinion. Brian Cage is off the pay-per-view. Yeah. Karrion Kross is wearing a fucking gimp suit.
He's wearing the fucking collar, the fucking cheese grater, gimp mask. It's bad. That's so...
I'm really disappointed about that. I don't know what he did. I don't know if his wife was cheating on him, and that's why Vince doesn't like him.
Yeah.
Or what happened, but it's over. It's over for Kross. He's probably going to get a cuckold gimmick soon. His wife is going to be making out with Bobby Lashley. Maybe they'll make him dance. I'm not sure what's going to happen next, but it's not looking good for him.
No, it's not. Yeah.
Speaking of not looking good, Jamie Hayter and Red Velvet.
The shitters. So listen, I never watch women's wrestling. Whenever the women's wrestling match comes on, my friends all leave for the smoke break. I go get some drinks or something. I just kind of I check out. But this is the one I was like, you know what? I'm gonna watch this one. I'm gonna watch this one because fuck it, I'm bored. It was a quiet night.
Before you said, everybody was hyping up this Jamie Hayter bitch as like the second coming for AEW. Wow, she's come from the NWA and she's English or whatever, and she's a big star, guys. This match was fucking abysmal. They fucked up so many times. The Red Velvet missed moonsault. It was just fucking abhorrent. But tell us the story. We'll continue telling us the story.
So this match, it's hard to say who was worse, Red Velvet or Jamie Hayter. It's very difficult to say who was the real problem here. I would say both. Both sucked. There was a couple of times where Red Velvet fucked up, and she just stopped and started standing there, and and Jamie had to go grab her and restart the match because Red Velvet got so fucking nervous because she got so fucked up. Missed the moonsault. There were some times, there was a couple fucking runs. They fucked up a run into the rope at one point, I think, and it just looked awful. I think she got whipped in the rope and hit her fucking neck or something. It was bad. This looked terrible. And the only thing that came worse was that Charlotte and Nia match on Raw. Somehow it was worse than this.
So I'm not sure what they should do. I honestly, I think they should cut the women's division completely, but that's not going to happen. So the only realistic alternative is to just spin off the women's programming into its own show and give the women their own pay-per-views that nobody will order. And then when they lose fucking millions doing that, maybe they'll just shit can the whole thing. But what can you do? It's shit, but they can't fucking get rid of these women, or the tranny fans are gonna cry.
Well, here's the deal, and here's the hot take, and I said this last fucking, it was earlier in the 5 pounds of Gunt when we were doing it last year. I said this before, and I'll say it again. I would say that for every wrestling company should do that, including WWE, should do that right now. Because guess what? The SmackDown women's division is dead, and there's no depth, and there's no challengers there. Raw women's division is fucked. There's no depth, there's no challengers there. AEW, no depth, no women's challengers there. NWA has probably got the best women's roster right now somehow, and even they, I don't think, are that great, and they have to pull in from other people. The reality is there are not enough women's wrestlers in the world who are good. And I'll cut the the incel act a little bit and say that there are good women's wrestlers. They exist, but there's not enough of them for there to be this many women's TV shows to satisfy Raw, SmackDown, NXT, and even if we cut out NXT and AEW, not even, I would say, for maybe there's enough to cover a Raw, just Raw, but not Raw and SmackDown and AEW.
I think the only way to salvage it would be, now look, wrestling surely is still so ignorant and backwards that we can just regress back in time to the mid-2000s way of treating the fucking women, where they're just hot pieces of ass. They come out for 2-3 minutes, work a fucking abysmal match, and it serves its niche, and there are people who like it, but it doesn't take up too much time. And they got to get some girls with personality that are hot, because nobody really gives a fuck about their work rate. They care how hot is this girl, and what is her personality? Is she exciting? Is she interesting? And they have to go back to basics with the women's division. I mean, holy fuck! At this point, with how abysmal that match was, they may as well have just hired Kelly Kelly. They're going to pretend that these people are great wrestlers. I just watched these two fucking embarrass themselves. May as well have hired Kelly Kelly, okay?
They could have.
Or fucking Melina or something.
It's the same level of quality. Shit. The wrestling hasn't gotten better in the women's division. It's just that we've pretended that it's better. And listen, the thing is, you could do that, but the thing is, to have a match, a women's wrestling match that isn't completely a mess and disaster, you need to be at a certain level, but there's not enough women at that level, maybe even to carry one company. So you're right, why even bother trying? And the reality is,
bring back bra and panties matches, bring back the evening gown match, bring back the Playboy bunny pillow fight, and let's just do that, because that's what this is for anyway.
Well, I mean, we're just pretending. The thing is, this is what modern men want. They want to pretend that they respect women. When the reality, deep down, we don't, because if we did, we would tell them to their face that this is not entertaining and we don't enjoy it. If we actually respected these women and cared about them, we would stop playing and lying to them and saying, I enjoy this. When I don't fucking like this. And I don't like seeing these terrible women almost kill each other. Like, I don't want to see a woman die on TV. Like, I've seen almost like 2 or 3 times in a week. Like, I just don't like seeing this shit. It's bad. It's not enjoyable. And the promos suck. The characters suck. If the promos and characters were good and the wrestling sucked, that'd be one thing, because then it'd be like, some, 80s, like 90s or like, early 90s WWF or some shit, where the wrestling was terrible, but hey, the characters are great, but it's not that. And I can find a hot woman anywhere. I can. I don't need to watch wrestling to find hot women. I want to be entertained. I want to be entertained.
It's a niche fetish for probably like 200,000 fucking male virgins who have never even smelled a woman, who fucking want to masturbate to women's wrestling, and that's what it is. So why don't we just appeal to those people? Because there are women who might like it, okay, but I just think the vast majority of women would sooner watch something other than pro wrestling. At this point,
this version of pro wrestling, there was a huge women's audience in Japan for male wrestling because they wanted to go see the hot guys. And in the 80s, women went to pro wrestling because they went to see the hot guys, and the reality is, if we want to attract women, you got to put on the hot guys and show them some man candy, that's what they want. That's what the women
you gotta get Randy Orton over there and some fucking guys who are actually muscular and not these fucking stick figure, like, twink faggots. Now, some of them, I'm sure Darby has some sex appeal to some women.
I think Darby has a lot more sex appeal to more women than Randy Orton, because Randy Orton has so much fucking tattoos.
Oh, I don't know, bro. Randy Orton, holy shit now, bud. Like, Randy Orton, especially like 10 years ago, like he's like, women like Randy Orton. I'll tell you.
Women like Randy.
They do.
Randy Orton. No, I don't think women like any of the modern wrestlers. None of the body types look good to them, I think. Honestly, the big muscular thing, I think it's a big meme. I don't think women actually like that body type. I don't think that's what they're into. I think that's what gay guys are into. And we've just kind of... and we get... Because the reality is, we're not talking to any women, so we don't know what their opinion is. So we get to go off of what, like, gay guys online tell us.
Speak for yourself, buddy.
Listen, my mother would not talk to me about this shit. So if I'm not talking to my mom, who am I getting the opinion from? Where am I pulling my opinions from?
Fuck, buddy. Some bullshit with Dark Order came after this.
The breakup? Are they gonna break up? Oh, fuck off.
Who cares? Moving on. It was the CM Punk promo.
Weaker than the first week.
It was weak. It was still good. They can still do this, right? Like, they can milk this probably another even week of this sort of promo. But eventually he needs to say something substantial. He needs to start working with guys. It's basically a retread of last week. And it's still nice to see, but it's basically a retread.
Yeah, I think with this being close to the pay-per-view, I would have liked to see something where he talks to Darby, or have Darby come out and do a face-to-face, Again, maybe you don't want to have him in the ring together, but you don't need to. You can have him in the rafters. He should be cutting promos on Darby now. Not like, like, I'm going to take you down, but like, he should be like going, like, building up and hype up. And I didn't feel hyped up before the match after this. I just felt hyped up more for CM Punk, the person.
Well, has Darby been given a promo to explain why he wants to wrestle CM Punk and what his motivations are, and how, ever since I was a kid, I dreamed of a stage like this, and this is my moment to prove all my bullies wrong, or whatever bullshit he's going to cut. Like, it would be a great opportunity for him to cut that babyface promo, get people excited.
Yeah, that would be a good thing to do. That would have been a good thing to do on either this week's Dynamite or Rampage. You have 3 hours now. There's no excuse to not have done a Darby promo. They didn't do any new Darby promo. Maybe they will do one this week. So now we have to
rush it. We have to rush it this week and do it now on a 1-week build instead of getting a couple segments in. So, I don't know. They could have done that, like, sit-down interview, Tony Schiavone and Darby, and made it personal and emotional for Darby.
Or, you know what? And listen, I didn't hate the Malachi Black. We'll talk about the main event here in a second, but wouldn't it have been a much more exciting main event to have Darby Allin come out and CM Punk and him do a stare-down in the ring together? Wouldn't that have been a great way to close the show? Not as a match, it's just a segment. It's like CM Punk comes out to close promo, and then Darby comes out and they do a stare-down. Man to man, Sting's there and shit. That would have been exciting to me, but they didn't do it. So, they teased Bryan Danielson in here. I think.
Yes, they did. We had to mention that they did tease Bryan Danielson. I'm sure he is going to show up at this point, either at All Out or the Arthur Ashe show. It's looking like All Out from what I'm hearing, but
I
it
hope
could
it's
be
All
Arthur
Out.
Ashe.
Fuck it. I want that pop. That'll be a fun thing for me to see.
It's almost though. It's almost like too much on one show, though. You know what I mean? Like space these guys out. But at the same time, you got to take advantage of the momentum and strike while the iron's hot. Either way they do it, I think it'll be fine.
Well, the Arthur Ashe show isn't that much farther away. Like it's like 2 weeks from All Out. It's like not even like a month. It's like they have a week. They have a show the week after, and then the week after that, I think it's the 13th of September is that Arthur Ashe show, and like it's the 15th is that, and it's like, I don't think you need to. You could do it at All Out. I mean, it's like what? Like it's an extra it's fucking 10 days earlier. I don't think it's that much of a difference, but who can say? We'll find out. The Miro.
Oh fuck! There was a Miro promo and it was good.
It was great.
Wasn't it?
His character's great. Like this Miro run is now officially good, and they have righted this. They have fixed the wrong ship in my mind because this God's Chosen Champion shit. This is good shit. This is great fucking work.
It really fits him. He's delivering the promos with some level of conviction. I think it's somewhat based off how he is in real life.
I think a little bit. Well, I think in real life he's probably closer to that like goofy Twitch guy, but now it's like he's just turning the angry and intense like workout machine monster part of him into a character, which is what you want to see. Yeah. It's the interesting part.
I think he is religious too, though. He must be.
Yeah, I think
he had like some weird traditional wedding with Lana, I think I saw on Total Divas, where they had to do like all these weird Orthodox traditions or something. But I like the gimmick, and I think this Miro is now one of those segments of the show where every week I'm like, this is good. I'm excited for Miro.
Yeah, which is the opposite of what he was last year at this time. So I consider that a win. I consider them fixing that issue, and Miro probably fixing himself. Because I think a lot of that was how he saw himself in the promos. I think he righted that ship almost by force. He fixed the issue by ever since he became champion. He's been great. So.
Well, and here's the thing, all the time with Kip Sabian, was it totally a waste? Because, where is Kip? What is he doing?
I think Kip's fucked off. And you know what? Maybe it was a waste, but as long as Kip's gone, I think Penelope Ford's got in the Matt Hardy faction now, so I don't think he's even with her anymore. So I think maybe Kip's done, which I'd be okay with, because Kip sucked.
He
also
fucking sucked.
I gotta say, I'm not sure if we mentioned this last week, but I actually like a lot that basically everyone who has the TNT title gets their own custom belts. Because now Miro has the white strap with the green letter.
Yeah, it's different, but I didn't really like the green on it. I liked it better when it was red. I don't know, green on the title belts, it's kind of It's
supposed to be like Bulgaria with the green and white and stuff. But I do like that they're doing unique belts for every person who holds the belt. Like Darby had the black strap, which fit him. Cody had that silver belt. Brody Lee had the red belt, and now Miro's got this white strap with the green on it. And it's if they're gonna make this championship unique for every wrestler, that's fine. I think that's a cool idea. It's not, instead of putting this in nameplate, it's a cool idea.
Yeah, because WWE does the retarded side plate crap, where it's their logo, and it just looks corporate and it looks like crap. This is a bit better, and I will say this: the AEW belts are way better than WWE belts. WWE's belts now, oh
the fucking
man.
Velcro. When you see Roman Reigns taking the Velcro strap off, it's that's wrong. You have to have the snaps, man. It looks like shit. I can't.
They look like children's toys. The Intercontinental title belt, it's okay.
The best looking one's the U.S. title, and that one is...
Yeah.
And that's
But they didn't even need to fix the U.S. belt. The U.S. belt wasn't broken.
No.
The IC belt isn't broken either. That old vintage belt that they brought in with Cody, they could have kept that. I really liked the IC title from, the mid-2000s that was, silver and blue. I like that one a lot. I wish they brought that one back, or kept the same one, the white strap that Cody had. It was traditional. It looked good.
And honestly, why did they switch away from the winged eagle? Why is their winged eagle not the belt? Why doesn't Roman Reigns have a winged eagle as the Universal Champion? Would that not look way better with him? It would just fit his image a lot better. But it's tough.
It's just this big W, and it's when that belt first came in, when Rock brought it in, I kind of welcomed it. But honestly, the spinner now in retrospect, I like probably better than this belt.
The first Rock WB one it says like WB and says champ below it. I think that one, the one the Rock brought in, I think looks pretty good. But it's devolved into like this like weird thing now, and to be fair to them, the TNT belt with the TNT logo kind of looks kind of like too. But at least like the side plates are kind of cool, and at least it's like themed around the network.
I really think where they shine is with the tag belts, because WWE's tag belts, man, like, in their tag division, it's so fucking loathsome. It's so shit.
It's dead. It's just nothing. Fucking whoever the fuck, RK Bro with the fucking coins, the silver coins.
God,
it's like
I can't do it.
I would actually own an AEW tag belt, and I would definitely own the AEW if I was gonna like spend like if I had like $1 million. Yeah, I'd probably buy the IWGP champ belt first, because I think that's the prettiest belts like they've ever done. But New Japan doesn't have it anymore, so who cares? But the AEW like world title is a very pretty belt, and it looks like a fucking like expensive piece of shit. Like it looks like it looks like it's worth a lot of money. But the WWE title does not look like it's worth a lot of money, unfortunately, even though they are expensive as fuck. Anyways, Jon Moxley, Eddie Kingston, and Darby Allin defeated the Wingmen, brother. This was a cobbled together match from what I've read. That it was supposed to be 2.0 and Garcia again for this or something, or 2.0, but 2.0 I think got COVID or something, and they couldn't be on the show. Like they got like fucking scrapped. Whatever their plan was, they had to scrap 2.0 off this show. So I mean, you could have done anyone else in this trios match, but honestly, like, you put him in there, and I don't know if this was a great. It just felt like weak, but I don't know. I don't even know what to say. It just sucked.
They're doing the women's Casino Battle Royal. The Casino Battle Royal is so stupid. They need to give up on it.
Just do a regular battle royal. Like, you know what? Fuck it. Joey Janela's not a great guy, but the Clusterfuck was a great name for a match. Just call it the Clusterfuck. Stop pretending it's anything but just a big who fucking cares match, right?
Then we had Omega and Christian. Christian's really overusing this like carny piece of shit line. It just seems kind of cringe to me. He's calling Callis carny and all this. I don't know. It wasn't
terrible, but it made me more want to see Don Callis versus Christian Cage than Omega versus Christian. Like, it didn't build like it built tension between Don Callis and Christian, not really Omega. Like, Omega just feels like an afterthought here, and I think Don Callis is he's great. I actually really like Don Callis a lot. He's a great promo, and he's a fucking like total slimy piece of shit, which is nice. But it didn't make me more excited to see the match. I'll just say that. So I think it was a failure. I'm just gonna say it's a failure.
Yeah, I'm just not any more excited to see it. Then we had, what was it, Moxley talking about Satoshi
Kojima.
It should have been Tanahashi. Shouldn't it have been?
The plan was Tanahashi, I think, but listen. There's a fucking Tokyo Dome show in Japan this weekend too. He's wrestling at it. I don't know what the fuck's gonna happen with that. I think that's gonna be a disaster in its own right, honestly. But who knows? I don't hate Kojima, but here's
is Ospreay still the champion?
No, Ospreay got injured and he dropped the belt. Now it's
to Jade White or whatever it was. Jay White.
He vacated the title, and then it was and Jay White's not in Japan either right now. He can't go to Japan, so it's fucking Shingo Takagi is world champion right now. Which is
what?
Yeah, I agree. Shingo Takagi was like a mid-carder last year. I mean, he's a great wrestler. He's a great wrestler. But listen, I could go off on Japan. Japan's like in the dog.
Where is Ibushi at? He was
injured. Ibushi was injured. Shingo Takagi got COVID, and he like only came back like just now. Like their roster's like fucked. Like you don't even. It's so bad. They're like every
it's like
fucking.
Worse than when they gave Evil the belt, isn't there?
Evil's wrestling. Evil's in the main event of this Tokyo Dome show. He's in the main event. Like, we're not fucking around. Listen, they may put the belt back on Evil. That's how bad we're getting. It's not.
I'd put it back on him.
I like Shingo. But no, Ibushi's finally coming back. Okada's like wrestling Jeff Cobb. Like, why not just give the belt to Okada again?
Is Naito fucking sawdusted also?
I don't know what happened to Naito. He's like gone. Like, listen, don't. You want to get me started, but like New Japan's had like literally everything that could go wrong for them has gone absolutely horrendously wrong. Like since last year, like everything has gone terribly. They're a fucked company.
Yeah, I just don't see the hype around them like I used to. People don't talk them up and, promote the shows as much.
Because there's no shows. Like, they haven't had shows in months. The shows in Japan all suck because the fans can't cheer. It's a terrible thing. It's hard to watch, honestly. And every other week, they have to, like, rewrite the booking strategy they have to, like, rewrite their main event, like, every other week because something fucking ruins it, So, it's
What were you gonna go off on before we fucking got into? You said you liked Satoshi or whatever.
Kojima, I think Kojima will have a good match. But at the same time, I think it's a massive disappointment when, like, Minoru Suzuki will be in the U.S. in, like, a week. Why not bring in Suzuki for this show? Why not do Moxley versus Minoru Suzuki? That would get a lot more people excited. It'd make me happy. It would make a ton more people happy. There's no reason to not use Minoru Suzuki. Because he's just as old as Kojima. He's a better worker than Kojima. It's more of exciting of a match. It's more of a bigger match feel. And they've done the match before, and it was great. And I've also already seen Kojima versus Moxley. They did it at the G1, and it sucked. So...
It's a bit of a disappointment, but what can you do? Then it was the Gun Club.
Defeat QT Marshall jobbing to Austin Gunn. QT took the pin to Colton Gunn, wasn't it? Like, yes! I
honestly fucking walked away from this. Anytime that QT Marshall is on the TV, it's death. Anytime the Nightmare Factory or the Rhodes family or any of that crap is on screen, it's shit. And I
like the Ogogo match earlier this year. I thought that one was okay, but everything since then has sucked. But I'm happy that Colton Gunn pinned QT Marshall before his pay-per-view match. You know what? Because fuck it. Fuck QT Marshall.
Well, not even knows Big Show's winning, right? So it's like...
Yeah, well, it's not even Austin Gunn, who I think is the more over of the Gunn sons, but Colton Gunn. Like, fuck. Dan Lambert...
The main event. Right?
No, Dan Lambert promo and then the main event.
Oh yeah, Lambert is really good, awesome. And they should give him more promo time. I don't know. Hopefully he can continue these to where they're not like too much of a retread every single time. But I think that they're really good, these promos. They remind me of Zach Coulter from 7 or 8 years ago.
Well, honestly, let's not kid ourselves. If Jim Cornette hadn't made himself kind of like persona non grata in the industry, this would have been his role. This would have been a perfect role for Cornette to be like this character, because it's like they could have done it, but he said the racist shit or whatever, but the African, which I didn't even think was that bad, but whatever. So he's fucking not happening. But
no, it's just bullshit that he got fucked on that. But look, I think the reality is he wouldn't want to travel that schedule anyway. Yeah. I think he probably makes the same money or better just sitting on his ass doing podcasts now. So why wouldn't he just do that?
Yeah,
right.
I guess the attention, but no, I think Dan Lambert's great, and I think his run and Impact with the stuff, he kept the promos varied enough. So I think this is a good act, and I think they've got him as like a character now, which I think is a great thing.
The guys he's with though, Scorpio Sky and Paige, like I don't think they fit that. Like I think Brian Cage would have been great to put with this guy.
Yeah. Well, I mean, to be fair, to Scorpio Sky was an MMA fighter. To give him credit, he's like a shoot hard guy. And Ethan Page does have, he said in the promo, Ethan Page does have 2 black belts. That is real. He's like they are real tough guys. At the same time, though, I don't think Ethan Page needs a manager. Ethan Page is a good enough promo. I'm a Ethan Page guy. I saw him wrestle a couple of local shows with me. He's like one of my like guys I've been watching for a while. Like, I like him as a wrestler and like a character.
Yeah, was he in the North tag team?
He was in the North. Yeah. And he was good in the North. I think he's much better than Scorpio Sky, honestly. I think Scorpio Sky is the weak link of this unit. But I think Ethan Page and Dan Lambert might be a good unit. So, but I think that they're also going to use this to bring in some MMA guys. I think that they were talking about maybe doing some like of the MMA people or whatever. And what I'd like to see Lance Archer reform Suzuki-gun with Minoru Suzuki, who's a real MMA guy, and do that against some MMA guys from Top Team. That would be a good match. I'd watch that. That'd be a fun feud. I think it's also a good feud for Lance Archer to do and have him do some stuff. So, yeah, main event.
It was what the fuck was it? Oh, it was Malachi Black and Brock Anderson. I don't know. It was what it was. Brock, looked okay with what little he did. He had those attacks to the leg or whatever. I thought they looked okay.
He's just fucking green as shit. Like, I don't know if he should be on TV. He should be doing dark matches.
No, he should be on Dark. He should be doing house shows or whatever they do. Get this guy some experience.
But I think he shouldn't have been in the main event. I think they could have done anything else for like a main event. But I actually don't mind this as a segment on TV on Dynamite because it's more to set up. Brock is more of a character to help Arn Anderson do stuff, which is the real like attack between Malachi. That was the real story here, was him attacking Arn Anderson after the match. That was the real
People
thing.
were upset, like saying that Arn buried Malachi because he fucking blocked the one kick or whatever. Like, I don't know. I didn't think that at all. I thought it was fine.
I actually think that's kind of clever, and I think it also because the reality is Malachi Black is too cool to get booed right now, and they're trying to make him a real heel, which I think is a mistake. But they're trying to get this guy booed, so having him low blow Arn Anderson and then do the second kick for it. That it does get decent heat in my mind. I don't think it.
I see him. They gotta give him maybe a tweener role if they want to do this. Like, he's gonna be a tweener. If they do this stuff, they may as well just push him full babyface at this point.
I would. I mean, I don't see this. You can do it as an evil babyface. I mean, that's a weird thing to say, but like the dark babyface. That's what the Undertaker was. Just push him like that. Where like he's like a monster force with like evil intentions, but like he isn't. People won't boo him. They're gonna cheer this guy because he's fucking cool. He's a cool dude.
His moveset is fucking cool. It's different than other people's. It's based on strikes and it's different. He has the tattoos.
Cool. He looks cool. He's got a cool entrance. He's got a cool promo. He's got a cool character. He's a cool person, and it's hard to boo someone like that. It's like MJF is enjoyable, and he's got a good moveset too. But you boo him because he's fucking a good heel. I don't see him as a good heel. But what can you do? I thought this was a pretty weak main event for this show. I think there's a lot. But what else are you gonna close it with? I
don't know. I think it's just the show was fine. It just seems like they're losing maybe a little bit of momentum from where they were last week. I know it's hard to follow up what they had last week with Punk, kind of like lightning in a bottle, but they really have to step up a little bit better than what they gave on Rampage, and even a bit more than this Dynamite. It needs to be even a bit better. It needs to be stronger, these shows, and hopefully it will pick up, because right now this is their chance. This is their chance. They have WWE on their heels. Nobody gives a fuck about WWE. Everybody is interested in what AEW is doing. They're going to tune in. Lots of people are going to order this pay-per-view, and it's how they handle that pay-per-view and the weeks after it and how they handle Punk and Danielson. This is going to decide the fate as to whether or not it can be a legitimate WCW-like competitor or if it's just Impact.
Yeah.
This is do or die for them in the next 3 months, I think.
Someone in the chat saying that I don't like Ethan Page. I've always liked Ethan Page as a wrestler. I thought his debut in AEW was shit. I thought how they brought him in was pretty weak, and I thought the way he started off was they started off on the wrong foot. But I've always liked him as a worker and as a promo, as a character. And I was excited for him to come in, but I thought the way he started off in that ladder match, when he came in, it was weak. So having him lose right away in his debut was a big mistake. That was more me shitting on how AEW was booking Ethan Page than actually the guy, because I think the guy's got a lot of potential and he's a great worker and everything else. But that's someone in the chat was saying I'm whatever. So that's my.
I've just not been super impressed by him. I think he's a good hand. I think he's okay, but it's never been like, wow, this is an amazing segment from Ethan Page.
Yeah. But yeah, so that was Dynamite. It was I enjoy every week Dynamite. This was one of the weaker Dynamites, but it wasn't a bad show. It wasn't hard to watch. And same thing even with the Rampage.
It wasn't a bad show, but I will say this: I almost forgot everything that happened on the show.
Yeah.
In between this and I was thinking to myself yesterday, what happened on that show? I had to look at my notes to fucking remember what happened. So.
Oh yeah, I had to look up the recap too because I forgot. It was a very forgettable show, which it's a pay-per-view build-up show. I think as a regular TV show, I wasn't annoyed or pissed off watching it at any points besides the women's match. But and Rampage was also, I would consider, Rampage had was a one-match show, but at least it was okay. But
Rampage is only an hour, right? So
yeah,
it's hard to get mad at something that's only an hour long.
And it's a I mean, I actually like Rampage as a show. It's a pretty good hour. It's a nice, like, relaxing. If it wasn't on a Friday night, I would watch every. If it was on a Thursday night, I'd be watching it, all the time. But Friday night's difficult. Like, I don't know, it's tough.
Yeah, Friday night's always going to be a tough sell for people because people want to do shit on Friday, and you know what I mean. So it's like tough to sell a wrestling show Friday night at like 10.
Even during the pandemic, I didn't want to do shit on Friday. Like the Friday night this week, they were competing with No More Heroes 3 that came out that day for me. It's like I want to play that instead of watch Rampage, but I watch Rampage.
Was it good?
Oh yeah, No More Heroes 3 is good. You should fucking get it. It's like game of the year, actually. Best fucking game I've played all year. It's awesome.
All right, let's get into heels here, and then we'll wrap the show. What did you think of? You've watched the first 2 episodes. I've watched the first 3. What was your take on the first 2 episodes?
Well, I guess we'll start with the first episode. I think overall the production. I'll just say this. I've been kind of spoiled because I usually don't watch bad TV, but I think that the show is good. It's not great. It's not like at the level of like a high-end TV show that I watch, like a Breaking Bad or a Better Call Saul, or I've been watching a lot of Sopranos lately. But that's like the best of TV. It's not bad, and it's an original story. So I will say for a TV show in the current year, it's not bad. But
how do you say it compares to Glow?
I didn't watch Glow.
Okay,
but I'm guessing
it's a
better.
little bit.
I think
it's a little bit better than Glow, in my opinion. The first episode, I think, is a bit of a slog. It's introducing these characters. A lot of the characters do feel kind of generic. Do you know what I mean? They feel like They don't feel
like guys you would go. So the thing with wrestling is it feels very much like fake, like fake wrestling, like what people not like actually like fake wrestling's fake, but like like movie wrestling, which like none of the characters feel like the kind of guys you would pay to go see at an indie show. Really, like they don't feel like real competition. The only thing that's the most exciting part of these episodes, both of them have been the TNA footage from with fucking Samoa Joe when they show the 2000 with the fucking tax.
And I don't even think they removed the watermark. I
No,
think
they did not.
Had the Impact watermark on it, and it's supposed to be presented as this deathmatch fest. So for those of you who haven't seen the show, basically what it is it's like 2 brothers. These brothers run this small like indie fed, and they're being put out of business slowly by this other like deathmatch federation.
Yeah.
And it's about like the conflict between the older brother who runs the promotion and books it and writes it, and the younger brother. Now, I will say this. I really did like the ending of the first episode.
With the shoot, brother. He was the shoot.
Yes.
He shot fucking...
He shoots on him, and there's a double cross, and that got me to watch the next episode, because until that moment, I didn't have a lot of faith in this show. I was like, this is kind of a slog. The women characters, like Stephen Amell's wife, like
it's
every
weird.
story with her,
fake. She doesn't feel like a real woman. And listen, maybe that's a good thing, but she's like too like perfect. Like she's too like picture perfect, like no fault character, which is whatever. But like she doesn't feel like a real like person like that's like there that exists that exists in the real world. She's like this like woman who sings in church, has a kid, and it's like is a respectful of her husband's hobby or whatever, or his like life goals or whatever. And she's like his partner. It's like this is not how any woman I've ever met has ever treated a man in her entire life.
I'll say this. The stuff with Stephen Amell's character, especially as you get into the third episode, you start to see like how he manipulates his workers and how the sort of carny shit he does. Like every single person on the card, like he's able to explain to them like when they're upset why they're in the spot they are. And like the one guy's upset because the new guy gets pushed to the main event in the third episode, and he like calms him down. You're the best guy here. You're the best worker here. And how he manipulates his brother. And I won't spoil it, but what he sets up for his brother to like force him to turn heel in the third episode.
Oh, he does.
I thought it was well done. I thought it was well done.
Well, I'll watch the third episode, and I guess the fourth episode for next week. Then and we'll do review. Well, I don't know. Next week's gonna be weird because I'll be gone Sunday.
The show really comes into its own in this third episode when CM Punk shows up, and they've got Punk as like this like this kind of like wrestler that's like a dark wrestler, like a hardcore blood type wrestler.
Yeah.
And he's like got all his tattoos like off. And so he looks different. Like they put makeup on him to cover up all of his tattoos.
Huh.
And he's got like a different look to him. You can still tell it's CM Punk. I think there was another wrestler that was kind of recognizable in the episode, but I can't remember.
In the first episode, in the Battle Royal, I recognized Luke Gallows. He was in there. It was just like he just was Luke Gallows. He was wearing the gear and everything. But that's the only guy that I spotted besides the TNA guys and the fucking TNA footage.
The story in the third episode with Ace's girlfriend, it takes a real good turn.
It does.
It does actually. That character arc in that episode I thought was actually really good. And that third episode is actually like an 8 out of 10 for me. The first 2 episodes were like a 6 and a 5. And the only reason the first episode got a 6 from me was because of the ending. I thought that drove it forward. The second episode is like a slog. It's kind of a slog.
Yeah, it's kind of like a slow pony. I didn't hate the stuff with him and his work and like him like trying to balance the wrestling and the work stuff. And like there's the point where he says, if I didn't have wrestling, I would just be a fucking lawnmower salesman who's like a bum.
Yeah.
But wrestling makes me something more. It's like I kind of get that. Like I kind of feel for that. Like that was so. As you may know, Stephen Amell, professional wrestler Stephen Amell, who wrestled at All In, who
at SummerSlam also.
Yes, I
wrestled back in the day.
But I've seen
Neville, I think.
Yes, and he wrestled Christopher Danielson in a singles match at All In, which was an acceptable match. I mean, Daniels carried him to a decent match, but as someone who has seen one of his watched in person his illustrious wrestling career, I think he does a pretty good job of like, there's probably as an actor to play a wrestler, he's probably one of the best picks you could place because partially because of his connection, but like he does a good job in convincing you and like doing the moves in ring as himself. He can play that role quite well. And I actually like him as an actor. He's pretty good in the show. I think he's a highlight part of the show. I also like Ace's actor quite a bit. They're both very good. I can't comment on the third episode because I haven't seen it yet, but I'll just say the production's quite nice. It's nice looking. The music kind of is not my thing. It's a little bit, I'm not big, especially in the first 2 episodes. Maybe the third episode's different, but the first 2 episodes, I'm not a big fan of this kind of music with like the slow, like low stuff.
Yes, the theme song for the show, I hate it. I hate the theme song. I skip it. I can't listen to it.
Well, the thing is with modern TV shows is that intros are meant to be skipped. It's a sad reality where most TV show themes now suck, and they're either super... This one goes too long, though, so I just skip it every time, but most people are skipping.
It's too long, and it's like this slow, mopey fucking song. I think all the stuff with the brothers, with Ace and Mel's character works. I just wish there was a bit more focus on that in the first 2 episodes and less focus on the wife. And the one segment, like I honestly skipped the wife segments in episode 3. Like anytime she was on screen with her stupid friend, like I just skipped it. Now they needed to incorporate more of the guys in the locker room, which
I like the locker room banter stuff. I think that's quite interesting. I think that's like the interesting part of it. And I guess they got to show both sides, but the problem is that the stuff that they're showing at home doesn't feel real to me, whereas the locker room stuff feels like something that like the guys in like the locker room would talk.
Yeah,
like. It does feel like a realistic
in
show.
The third episode, they start. I can't spoil it, but they start like. I'll just say it. They ice people, so they give them like the Smirnoff Ice, like with Fortune and Ric Flair.
Oh my god, yes!
And there's some really good little gags that happen with getting ice in the episode, and they start to get like this third episode. If you don't like that episode, the show is probably not for you. A lot of the parts I didn't like in the first episode was too much exposition on like what wrestling terms mean and like
the first
conversation.
That was most, especially
that would happen.
The kayfabe conversation in episode 1, but at the same time, this show is partially for idiots who don't watch wrestling.
You have to do it. I understand they had to do it. For me, it's like, it's just
the way
dragging.
them doing it with the wife makes no sense. They could have done it with like they even had like the rookie wrestler who they could have explained if they have that character who you can explain those terms to. But instead they explain it to the guy's wife, which is just it's ridiculous that a woman's having a wrestler's child and doesn't know what kayfabe is. It's just ridiculous that that's even a thing.
No, it's stupid. I don't know, like just everything with like the wife and her giving him shit, and it's like honestly, like, bitch, like, you knew what you were signing up for when you married this guy. Like, what the fuck is wrong with you?
Well, the
Like,
thing
what
is,
did you think?
the problem is that they even make her bitch at him perfect. She's like, listen, I want you to be happy, but you can't spend money like this. Like, the way she bitches at him, it just makes him look perfectly like the bad guy, which I guess the point is that he's supposed to be, he's not a good father or whatever. It's part of the character. But the problem is that I can't even be mad at her as a character because they do it in such a way where she still comes off looking perfect and pretty while doing it, which is just unrealistic. Like, that's not how emotional people are.
And she's just like totally in the right every time, totally perfect, and it's just shit in my opinion.
It's not that the problem is that it's too unrealistic. Like, you could have her bitching at him, but like, and you don't have to make her like a bad person, but you can just make her bitching at him be more like real, like how you'd actually do. It's like, honey, you have to stop buying these fucking fog machines. She needs to swear at him a bit more, be a bit more angry with the guy, be more emotional. Because when people have arguments, they're emotional. And the reality is she doesn't feel emotional. She feels like too logical while doing this, which is not how women are, and it's not how people are in general, especially in relationship arguments. Like, that's just not a realistic thing. That's not...
Cool schooling us on the realism of relationship argument. I appreciate the irony.
The irony.
Yeah.
Well, here's the truth, okay? When women bitch at you, they're not coming at you with the, well, I just want you to be happy, but they're coming with you. You just stop fucking spending money on this, you fucking dumb piece of shit. They're fucking emotionally manipulative, and they'll, like, twist your words against you. Like, they will, like, turn the knife and drag you down, motherfucker. Don't tell me I'm not right on this, too. Okay. I know I'm right. The incel is always right. The incel shall rise again.
But yeah, I want to see what you think of the third episode, because I think it was a big step up. I don't think CM Punk will be there every week. That might be his only appearance based on how it went. But he brought and also his acting was like, I don't know. It was like he slipped in between doing like a Chicago accent and a Southern accent. Ooh. Like, his accent kept changing, kind of. I don't know if it was just me, but it felt like he started off with like a Chicago voice, and then as the show went on, he became more and more Southern. But his introduction I really like. I won't say anything, but his introduction in the episode when he first is talking to him, a good intro, and then the real conclusion of that arc with Ace's girlfriend is good. It was a real good little moment.
Well, I'll be sure. I'll watch it this week, and I'll try and watch episode 4. I'm not, like I said, I'm not sure what next week's gonna look like because I'm gonna be in Chicago Sunday and most of Monday. So we'll see when we can do. We can do the show Tuesday or something. Or I'm sure you want to do a reaction to All Out or something. So feel free to do that. But I'm just.
I might do a video that day. I mean, we could shift it to be after Dynamite on Wednesday. Even I don't know.
I would
it's almost too far into the week.
I would sooner do Tuesday, like what we're doing, like just a week from today.
Yeah, maybe we'll do Tuesday.
That sounds good. I literally will be not here. I will be in Chicago. Maybe I could stream from but I don't want to stream from my uncle's house at like fucking midnight when I'm coming back from the show. I just don't want to, be doing my incel takes.
I mean, you're going to be in Chicago at this event. Don't fucking worry. But I don't want you stressing. I got to get back for fucking the 40 viewers who don't even like wrestling, who are here to, push their agenda about something else or whatever. I don't know. The fuck is going on with this chat? You hate wrestling. Well, you're watching a wrestling show, okay? Like, it's a show talking about, this is Donga Tribe. Well, like every show Donga does is about wrestling or Godzilla, right? Whereas this is just one show out of a week I do on wrestling. If you don't like it, you don't have to watch it. It's that simple.
Someone is asking what the Sandler reviews are. Those will be coming. I just had to delay them because I was going to do them a couple weeks ago, but I got sick and I just. But more importantly, I will be doing some videos from Chicago. I will be in Geneva, Illinois, so I will be going to the Starbucks and harassing the customers there to get the exclusive take on the Tom Hanks Road to Perdition video there. But if you got any, I don't know what else I'm gonna do. I don't think I'll do anything at the show, but I'll be there. So I'll do some Moggin videos from my place I'm staying at, Chicago, and the nice condo I'll be at. So the downtown high rise I'll be at. So I'll do some shit from there, but don't don't expect the deluge of Gahul content this week. But you'll make up for it, I'm sure, PPP, with your endless streams about whatever the fuck's happening. Who knows?
Yeah, man.
Yeah, the fucking where's the gym reaction stream, PPP? Where's the gym reaction?
What if people want me to do a fucking 4-hour show where I fucking pause Jim to Jim is retarded? Like, I just honestly can't be given a fuck to do a 4-hour show about Jim's stream. Look, I could sum it up for you. It was basically Jim came back to fucking pocket 50 grand. That's what he did. He made 50 grand. You can't fault him.
To give the audience really good message.
Oh yeah, they were really insightful takes, you know.
Well, I thought they were.
I disagree, but me and Surfer have been disagreeing. We've been debating whether or not Jim's show was amazing. I didn't think it was amazing. I thought it was a very plain show from Jim.
I don't think it was the best show he ever did, but it was good. You know, it wasn't a bad show.
I just say people who suck it off as the second coming of Jesus H. Christ himself, maybe need to get some help. If you donated $500 super chat, Jim didn't even read. Jim didn't even read the $500 super chat he got sent.
The worst parts of his streams were when he was reading the fucking super chats, because there were so fucking many of them. He should just not read. I just don't think it's ridiculous. But you know, I don't care. Fuck him. Like, I don't care about this bullshit.
That's the thing. Like nobody cares because the guy is fucking gonna be gone for another year anyway. What's going on here? It's just a one-off. Like, is what it is.
Well, even if he wasn't gone, like the truth is, PPP, and this is my hot take. Jim is he's a relic from an older age of the internet that's already dead and gone. Like, we need to move on. Him and Ralph both, like, they're both, like, I just don't care. Like, the reality is the new internet is coming, the new age and the new world of the internet is upon us. And as long as we let these, like, you know, anchors hold us down in fucking 2015, 2016, we can never move on to new things. And the new things, if they're bad, whatever. But the reality is, unless we have a full ship with no anchors attached to it, we can't write the course to the right path. You know, as long as we have...
I agree with you. A lot of it did feel like it was frozen in, like, a 2018, where it's like, oh, laugh at Donga, folks, and shit like this, and it's like, okay, you know, there's a lot of guys now who are, like, trapped in either, like, 2016 or, like, 2018.
2014.
And they can't... Yeah, you know, the people who can't move past that.
Fucking
Jarbo.
Did you see?
And they can't recognize the changing times. That things have shifted some, and it is true. A lot of them become fossils.
Well, what I see is that we're shifting things to a worse path, and unless we like take control of the ship and like right to a good path, we're gonna be going down this shitty path we're on right now. And as long as we're following these guys like trapped in the past, we're never gonna be able to decide our own future. That's my take. Maybe I'm wrong, but. Did you see that Jarbo blocked me this week, finally? Did
Jarbo finally block you? You've been harassing Jarbo for like 6 months, man.
8 months! It's been like since like last year, like December 2020 that I've been harassing this motherfucker, and he finally blocked me because I said he said he supported police during the fucking shooting or some shit. I don't even remember, but fuck him. He didn't support The Rock because he's a faggot, and that's a fact.
There you go. Somebody asked, hey, PPP, how will you cover it up for LaFraud this year? Will it be Westbrook's fault? You already know. It is going to be Westbrook's fault. But look, that's not going to happen, okay? LeBron is such a legend, such a facilitator with his team, that he's going to carry LeBrick, fucking Westbrook, whatever the fuck his name is, to the championship. Have some faith. LeBron's bringing home that 5th ring.
Listen, PPP, here's a fact of life, okay? Maybe LeBron can carry some shitty basketball team, but who gives a fuck about that? He couldn't carry the new Space Jam movie. He's a failure.
Space Jam 2 kicked the shit out of the original Space Jam, buddy.
No, it was so bad. It was so bad.
It was fucking amazing. It was like It was American commercialism at its ultimate peak, like the ultimate fusion of like advertising and entertainment. It was just the ultimate like masturbatory self-indulgence. And like,
I don't even disagree, but I
enjoy it on that basis because it's so over the top with its aggressive like shilling and commercialization. And then if you are a LeBron James fan and you know about his career like me, there's a lot of jokes in it, you know, like saying, oh, that's not your coach, you can't treat him like that, you know. That's a joke where, like, LeBron always tells his coach what to do. So those jokes hit for me, and I think Don Cheadle wasn't bad in the fucking movie, to be honest with you.
King James, you're here. It was the worst shit. No, it was unwatchable.
As if you fucking love that shit.
I hated the movie. I hated it.
You fucking are lying. You are lying.
Listen,
because you enjoyed it. You laughed.
I did not laugh once. Listen, when they had the one time I laughed was there was the scene where Foghorn Leghorn was riding the dragon from Game of Thrones and did the laugh. I said, "Oh, winter is coming." And I laughed at that because it was so terrible that, like, the world has come to this. When they fucking put LeBron James in fucking Casablanca, they green screen him into Casablanca, a movie where everyone involved with that movie is dead. The director is dead, the actors are dead, everyone involved in that movie is dead. And they just, like, take this piece of art that has nothing to do with this and just said, fuck it, LeBron James, bitch. It's a travesty. It's a desecration of the entire history of film.
If you weren't fucking watching that movie while eating McDonald's and slurping Coca-Cola, you were fucking doing it wrong, buddy.
But like, I was on the diet when I watched Space Jam 2.
Well, I wasn't, thank God. It was, what it was is like an ultimate, like, send up to American cultural imperialism, American decadence, and gluttony, and that's what it was. It was like a message.
No, it wasn't America. It wasn't all of America. It was just movies from the Warner Brothers film catalog. It's a desecration of the art of film and film history. Like,
that's what America's all about.
No,
about profit over the art. Yeah, this was what it was. It was like a celebration of just shameless shilling and commercialism, and it warmed my heart in how shameless it was.
Listen, okay, it was shameless, and I will admit that how shameless it was kind of entertaining. It's up for me. The two worst movies of the year are this and Tom and Jerry, the new Tom and Jerry movie. I think the Tom and Jerry movie is still worse than this, but this was legitimately one of the worst things I've ever fucking seen, and I did not enjoy it, even ironically. I will play pretend and say, like, listen, I unironically love Adam Sandler movies, and I'll defend those to the death, but this is a step too far. I can't even defend it as a joke.
You're sitting there defending Grown Ups 2, and you're gonna shit on Space Jam.
Grown Ups 2 is a fucking genius film. When they do the flute scene with Rob...
Yeah, well, that's what you say. It's about as genius as Space Jam 2. It's the same fucking, like, cringe.
Incorrect, because Grown Ups 2 has jokes, and Space Jam 2 does not.
Well, Space Jam 2's existence is the joke. It's a joke on American society.
Well, maybe you're right. But at least Grown Ups 2 doesn't have... Where's Rob Schneider? Rob Schneider should have been in Space Jam 2, then it would have been good. Okay, PPP.
Schneider. Where is he? Is he dead?
He's an anti-vaxxer now. He's an anti-mask. He fucking went full.
He's soon to be dead. No.
I think he went QAnon. I think he went full Q-tard. Little does he know that as I am actually QAnon, as I have admitted before.
Well, you gotta go to Mel Gibson's Telegram and learn about Q, buddy.
I will. Well, I don't have to. I am QAnon. PPP, didn't you know this?
Well, no, you should have been in that documentary. I'm so
fucking Mark was in the doc, and I'm not.
Mark. You should have talked to Mark. Mark, my bro, can you get me this HBO document?
Yes, that's exactly what I need. I need fucking... Oh, listen, when I saw Mark Man in the QAnon documentary, and I realized that I've met this man, I realized my life was over. I've made too many mistakes. It's fucking never happening. People... I've gotten people bitching me on the board saying, oh, how do you expect women to date you when you watch anime and wrestling? And it's like... Bitch, I run an incel website and have been close enough to the QAnon documentary. I'm 1 degree of separation away from QAnon. That's why I don't have a girlfriend, you retard. Not because I'm fat or ugly. That's the main fucking reason, okay? That's the reason numero uno.
The real reason is your self-limiting belief, buddy.
And
and viewing the world through the lens of the internet, through that women, all their interactions with them are negative because of shit you read online is probably more so the reality, to be honest. If you fucking escape the bubble of fucking culture... You might fucking get a girlfriend.
No, right? Listen, maybe you're right.
A black woman today, looks like exactly as you stereotype. I'm out for my run, And I waved at her. And as she came up, I told her she had a nice shirt. And you wouldn't believe how happy she she was juiced, and the smile on her face just ear to ear, But these interactions aren't all bad, Some of them are really good.
Yeah, see, Gahul, you could get yourself a big black gorilla girlfriend. Big black gorilla girlfriend, Gahulark, inbound, and she's gonna be, oh Lordy Patrick, I got you some fried chicken and waffles.
Oh no!
I cook you up what you like.
I'd really rather.
I got chicken fried steak, boy.
You have a whole 50 acres to go for oil on.
Buddy, you're gonna get all the oil. Like, come on, you can't even get a black girlfriend, buddy.
I've had black girls ask me out before, but I said no because I'm not attracted to them. Listen, the point I was making was people were saying about me that I can't get a girlfriend because I watch wrestling or some bullshit like that, and that's bullshit. That is complete bullshit. There are plenty of guys who watch wrestling who get girlfriends. It's nothing to do with my looks or my personality or anything. It has to do with me having too high standards and me running a fucking 8chan clone! That might be a good reason why. That might be the main reason and number one reason why. And that's a fact. Maybe me having a Kiwi Farms thread is a sign that I'm not gonna get laid.
Oh, that's fucking bullshit, bro. Fucking Ethan Ralph gets laid and he has like a Kiwi Farms thread and he's done way worse shit than you. Holy fuck, man. Like,
that's true.
At the end of the day, like, you gotta stop making excuses about it. If you actually want it, you gotta make it happen.
The truth is, I just don't care enough to make it happen because I've got better things to do. Like play No More Heroes. I gotta play No More Heroes 3. I gotta go to All Out. I'm going to wrestling shows. I've got plenty more to do besides talk with women. So that's the real truth.
Is this a cult? Is this a cult?
It's the truth. This is my truth. This is my truth. I'm speaking the truth.
Oh, fuck. I just bust your balls here, but fuck. Okay, well, do we got anything else? Is there anything else in the fucking chat here?
I think people were asking some questions. We were asking who do you think's got a better future right now, WWE or AEW?
I don't know. I mean, WWE is like got this Nick Khan guy who's firing everybody and preparing to sell it to NBC or Disney. And maybe it will, persist for generations as the holiday on ice of wrestling under Disney or NBC and be a highly profitable company for decades to come. And
and it will suck. It'll be the same thing as Star Wars. It'll be like a profitable enterprise that no one who actually likes the thing will care about anymore because it got turned into a bastardization of what it used to be.
Yeah, so there's that. There's basically the future of WWE. I mean, if it doesn't sell and Vince dies, like I don't know what it would be under Triple H. I don't know. And then you've got AEW where, I don't know, it's like the Khan family has so much fucking money, but it's similar to like Dixie Carter's family had a lot of money too. Not quite as much as this family, but at a certain point, Bob Carter was like, I can't keep writing checks for this fucking mess, and it all fell apart.
The question is, when will AEW ever be profitable? And the answer is the reality is the only reason it's not profitable right now, market-wise, is because they're making the video game and they started a video game studio or whatever, which I think maybe was a mistake. But if the video game does well financially, that could be a nice boost to them sales-wise.
I think it will do well. I think the video game will sell. I'm gonna get it. I mean, Wrestling Empire was a great wrestling game, but outside of that, there haven't been a lot of great wrestling games. Yeah. I haven't played that Fire Pro or the other one that came out, but
Fire Pro is weird. It's a 2D game. Fire Pro is not a 3D wrestling game. It's a 2D like sprite game, which is fine. I mean, that's not bad, but it's really not what I want from a wrestling game. When I think of my favorite wrestling games of all time, like Fire Pro has not changed its engine or like formula or gameplay since the Super Nintendo, which is got its pros and cons. I mean, it's a fucking old ass, like basically like 16-bit game, but I don't hate Fire Pro. I actually like it quite a bit, but it's not what I want in a wrestling game. I want like a 3D, like, No Mercy style type game, or like a fun arcade style wrestling game. I just want something different out of my wrestling. But
Did you play Wrestling Empire?
Yeah, I did. It was fun. Me and my friends, I didn't do the story mode, but me and my friends did a couple of multi-man matches, and we had a lot of fun. For a game made by one dude, it's really impressive. You can't deny it.
I've put over 50 hours into it, going through the career and everything. And he's updated it. He's added new stuff. He added like a 6-sided ring.
Yeah.
He added some quality of life updates to the interface. He's been adding stuff as he goes along.
Yeah.
I just checked in with it for the first time in like a month or two yesterday. And it was a great game. It's a really fun game. Like people bitch about like the collision detection and shit like that, but like every game on N64 played like that.
Yeah. I think it's a fun game to play. It's also entertaining to watch, and it's also easy to pick up and play like with your friends. I've noticed because I've had a group of people over to play it before, and we had a fun time. Which you can't. I've had people over to play the new. I've like made a couple custom characters for like 2K and stuff. I've shown that off to people, but the actual 2K games aren't fun to play with friends. They just aren't an enjoyable experience, I think. People are asking about what you think about the Jake Paul fight. What do you think? I didn't watch it.
Oh, I watched it. I lost $200.
No.
Yeah.
Fuck.
Yeah, but I had Jake Paul by KO rounds 1 and 2, and then I had Tyron Woodley by KO rounds 5 to 8, and I thought one of those things was going to happen for sure. I didn't foresee it going the distance, and I did have a little bet on Tyrone via decision because it was 12-1. And I like that. I should have got on that Jake decision at 7.5, and at least I would have broke even on my gambling. But I just didn't foresee Jake Paul having the cardio to last the 8 rounds and beat Woodley. But he did. This was a huge victory in the culture war and the race war. White Boy Summer has been extended indefinitely. Did you see my Odyssey video yet?
Where
I explain that black people are going back into slavery as a result of this. That it's white pride worldwide forever now. Basically, what happened is, Jake Paul whooped this fucking Negro Tyrone's ass, and he had fucking men's wipes or whatever on his trunks. He was wearing pink. It was an emasculation, humiliation ritual of black people. And now Tyrone has agreed to be branded with an I Love Jake Paul tattoo to get the rematch.
Wow.
So he's getting this tattoo. It's literally... the blacks are going back into slavery after this. What's happened, buddy? It was an incredible, incredible spectacle.
What a time! The buck has been broken once and for all.
The buck has been broken.
This has
been totally, utterly buck broken.
Like the reality, like buck breaking has actually like come is one of those things that has just come true. You just see it like black men are being emasculated at a rate I've never seen possible this last few months. It's been insane. The new Saints Row game has this fucking nerdy buck broken black guy. Tyrone Woodley's been buck broken. Like it's just constant buck breaking at every moment. Probably Overeem's gonna lose in the UFC match that's coming up soon, and it's just more buck breaking, constant. It's never ending.
Really Big Dwarf says Jake Paul never got even close to hurting Tyrone. Well, he's going to be hurting Tyrone's pride when he puts that tattoo on him and brands him as a slave for all times.
Yeah. But yeah, you shouldn't have. Why did you bet on a rigged fight? To be fair, why did you bet on a rigged match?
Well, it's just incredibly entertaining.
Yeah,
incredibly entertaining.
That's true. Have you ever bet on a WWE match?
No, because betting on WWE is a lot less accessible than anything else because it is completely rigged.
Yeah.
So, like, I would have to get, like, a UK bookie, like Paddy Power or some bullshit like that to bet on WWE. And I just have no interest in that because also the betting lines spoil shit and they limit how much you can bet as well. And it's just, I don't know, it's not the very best. But, I'm a weekly UFC gambler, NFL when it comes, boxing. I just love the fucking shit. You get an incredible rush from it. Yeah. Win or lose, it is what it is. You ride that roller coaster of wins and losses and the dopamine hits. And, it's a great addiction. It really is.
Well, I don't gamble. Instead, I just waste my money on fucking anime figures. That's a much better way to spend my money.
You got to spend your money on experiences rather than things, buddy.
I am. I'm fucking going to the wrestling show.
Experiencing the anime figures.
I am experiencing the anime figures. Let me tell you, buying the $1,000 3-foot-tall Supersonica was an experience. Okay, that was an experience of a lifetime. All right. People in the chat are asking, what do you think of the new NXT rebrand? What do you think of the Nickelodeon logo? Have you seen it?
No, I haven't seen it.
Oh, you gotta oh my god. You gotta see it.
Let me Google it. NXT rebrand.
NXT new logo. You gotta look at this shit. It's
NXT logo. Is it this fucking, like,
color thing.
Is it like colorful? Like, what is this?
It's the Nickelodeon show. It's Nickelodeon wrestling, brother.
They basically took the lights that AEW puts up around their stadium.
Yeah.
And they for Dynamite, and they just turned it into their logo. This is shit.
This is dog
this
shit.
This is really embarrassing. This is a multi-million-dollar company, and this is the best they can come up with.
Remember the old NXT logo with the fucking skulls and the crow feathers and the metal and the dark?
Yeah,
and now it's just like this. It's like you can tell something has changed. Triple H no longer controls NXT. That's just a fact. NXT, if you like the old NXT, which I enjoyed NXT's run from about 2016 to 2018 or so. If you like that at all, it's never coming back. That's over. The indie days of WWE are over. No more hiring indie talent. None of that.
Good.
It's all over. Only sports stars. We are training. They're just training people from the ground up to be. We're gonna get the next. We're gonna get the next Omos and the next Elias.
Omos is fucking based, buddy. Don't you fucking talk shit about Omos.
I'm not.
Omos.
You think
Omos
I am, but I'm actually not.
Some more weight. Omos needs to lift some more weight to get even more jacked,
brother.
He's looking a little lean to me. He's looking a little thin at his height. So
he's only 7'9". He's not nearly jacked enough for being 7'9".
No, he needs to put on another 150 pounds.
Yes.
At least.
So that he can break his kneecaps faster.
400, 500 pounds? Who gives a fuck? These are all just like fucking disposable chew toys that we throw in a fucking meat grinder that no one gives a fuck about. And they're going to end up on painkillers fucking broke like Virgil in their 50s. So, I mean, the industry is a fucking greasy.
Hey, don't disgrace Virgil. Virgil's the greatest wrestler to ever live. I'll have you know, as someone who is paid.
One more run.
Ooh, I want a Virgil run, honestly. Like I would.
We should have Virgil come into AEW and just roll up Omega to take the belt off.
Why the fuck not? Where's my Virgil photograph? I gotta get where's my Virgil autograph, PPP?
You don't have your Virgil photograph at hand at all times?
Well, I do.
You met one of the single most important people in all of human history.
My Virgil autograph. There's my autograph Virgil. I paid him $20. I didn't even get to hold the $1 million belt. He's
such a fucking genetti that he goes around with the $1 million belt. You know, like.
No, the worst part is, I was like, hey, can I hold the $1 million belt? I said, nah, man, you can't. Just get the photo with me and get out. He took my money. He took the $20. It was amazing, though.
The ogre paws can't be touching this $1 million belt. You should have told him. You should have told him he was a gorilla and that you were cleaner than him as a white man.
No, you know what, Virgil is based. Unironically, he's such a carny, but you gotta respect the hustle. Okay, like I met him, Minoru Suzuki, and I've met Scott Steiner. Those are the people I've met from wrestling. Who I've got.
Has he ever tried a YouTube or Twitch stream to Griffin Nash yet?
Oh, Virgil is like actually psychotic. Like he's fucking literally insane. He couldn't even do a Twitch stream. Like he is like legitimately. Do you follow Virgil on Instagram?
No, I don't follow Virgil.
The fucking meat sauce Mike shit. Like he like just goes off and he'll just like call people as I'm gonna fuck you with my meat sauce breadsticks, baby. Like he's like horny as fuck. He's insane. He's like gotta be like actually schizophrenic or something. It's fucking incredible. Respect Virgil, my man.
Respect Virgil. All right. So we got 15 more minutes before the premiere on my channel.
Yeah, I guess we could just fucking. Any other questions in the chat? The real yellow cool again now. Where's the Mantar poster? Cowboys 0-17 this year, PPP. 0-17 this year. What do you think?
Well, I think the Cowboys are going to win at least 4 games this year. I don't know. I'm hoping that it's better than it was last season. Last season was really abysmal. I don't know. Coach McCarthy seems like a big-time fucking joke. Maybe he'll figure it out on defense this year, but the defense is just abysmal. Last year was a bit of a write-off because Prescott went down. Once Prescott got injured, the season was utterly fucked. I still kept betting on them every fucking week. You know that. I lost thousands of dollars betting on the Dallas Cowboys. Now, see, I would have been profitable. I've been profitable 4 or 5 straight NFL seasons gambling. But last year was the first year I wasn't because I lost so much on the Dallas Cowboys. That it negated all of my gains from the other games.
That's terrible.
So I don't know. I think the new rule is not to bet on Dallas Cowboys games. I think that might be
the rule. Let's see. Oh, Trifox is asking if there's a better alternative to Peacock for old wrestling content. In the U.S., Torrent and a Plex server would be my suggestions to you, or dailymotion.com. But no, there really isn't. The network being gone kind of sucks.
Should have kept your DVDs, faggot. Should have kept your DVDs.
But if you want to watch old like episodes of Raw and stuff, probably you can. Peacock does suck dick, but you can use a VPN and get the network in other countries still. So I would try that. Maybe that might be worthwhile for you. But that'd be your best option. But there's really no really good solution for you right now, buddy. You're just kind of fucked.
It's over.
Well, you think of what's his face, Giannis, the Milwaukee Buck showing up at AEW. You see that? I didn't see. I
don't know why they would bring him in. I guess it was in Milwaukee or whatever. He just won the finals, which shut down a lot of haters. I didn't really believe he was going to win the finals, but Chris Paul and the Suns fucking choked.
Well, good.
Stunning.
Good for them. Who cares? I don't follow sports. People are asking about my sister brother, whatever. I don't talk to him or them. I don't talk to her, them, him, shim. I don't talk to him. I don't care. Like, what do you want me to say? Like, yeah, my sister's a tranny, and it's a disgrace. But what can you do?
Don't you mean your brother, buddy?
No, they're non-binary. They're just transmasculine. So
they're transmasculine.
They go they, them, so they're just my sibling, is what they refer to them as.
Oh, man. Yeah. That sounds like it's an absolute fucking nightmare, dude.
Yeah.
I'll be praying for you, pal.
I saw them for the first time in about 3 years, and they look like me now.
They look like you?
They don't wear makeup and they're on the pills. They look like me.
Have they achieved a relationship?
Well, that their fucking boyfriend turned them into a tranny.
Ah, I see. So in some ways, the tranny sister is actually living a more fulfilling life than you.
No. Because she's
following their dreams. They're in a relationship.
They're getting married. They're getting married, actually. They're
getting married?
Yeah, they're getting married to their boyfriend, which is good for them. But you know what's great for me is that the fact is that tranny sister isn't running an image board. They're not running the second largest English language image board in the world. So really, who's winning, boys? Who's winning?
How has the site been doing, by the way? Is it been winning?
It's fine. It's not great. I'm launching a new board, hopefully when I get back from Chicago. So that'll be exciting. But no, it's been kind of slow. It's image board shit's been kind of bad last summer. It's been kind of sucked ass. But we're getting used. We got 5,000 active users, so it's there.
That's good. It's probably the most active thing in the web ring, then, isn't it?
Basically, I mean, Cow's dead. I think there's a couple A and V boards that are more active, but as a site as a whole, we're the most active site, which is fine. I'm okay with it. I don't need a lot of shit. As long as people can post and people have the ability to post, I'm happy. So post if you want.
Just really been going down the shitter the last year, all the web rings. That's unfortunate. But
the web rings down the shitter, Kiwi Farms is down the shitter. Everything on the internet that's like not part of the main social media sites has gone down the shitter. And as someone running it, I can agree with that. It just sucks.
Oh, buddy, you're not enjoying Odyssey and our incredible alt tech overlords over there?
No.
No, buddy, you're not enjoying the unmitigated freedom of speech. So for those of you who are just watching this and you're Gahul fans and you wouldn't normally tune in, we're going to have the Punt the Gunt in 12 minutes on my channel. And then immediately following that, or within 20-30 minutes of that, we're going to probably do a Cooking with Surfer. It's Cooking with Surfer. He's making, what is it?
Doing cheesy enchiladas.
He's doing
wow.
Cheesy enchiladas.
That actually sounds pretty good. What do you is it like a heavy diet cheese? Like what's in the I know I'll gain weight so I can't talk this week, so but that sounds good. That'll be good.
What do you think the calorie count is on it, buddy? Did you look it up?
About 800.
Well, there you go, and that'll be my meal of the day, and that still puts me like 2,000 under in terms of a deficit.
Well, good. That's great. I can eat
about 3,000 a day and not gain weight. I mean, it's kind of crazy how much I can eat and still lose weight if I wanted to, but I do the fasting because, it's the quickest way, and for me, it's a way I like to do it, and I feel good. I have good energy on it. Get the snake juice going, and I feel fucking excellent.
Well, good. That's nice to hear, my man.
Well, and as a leader, you can expect like the people on your team, on average, to produce about 60%, about 3/5 of the results that you produce. So if we want everyone in the competition to lose the healthy amount of weight, PPP needs to lose, well, I think that's 5/3 the healthy amount. So we gotta prod them and push them a little bit further.
Well, good. You got that 3/5 compromise going.
Somebody in the chat's mentioned, Gahul, are you aware that they used to call Surfer back in high school Rim Jim Shifty Fingers?
No, why would they call him that?
Why did they call you that?
Was he a big fan of RimWorld?
I had this blue button-up shirt with the royal flush here over the chest. It was like one of those fucking cowboy shirts with like the white fucking, like, around
I had one of those.
collar.
I had one of those too. Those were cool.
Royal flush. That's
nice.
what I wear when I fucking go around as Rim Jim.
That sounds great. Was he a big fan of RimWorld?
This is your prostitution character, like Smokey from Trailer Park Boys? Was Rim Jim?
I was just having fun, first. I was fucking, like, from that, like, movie about the retards or whatever, I don't know, I've never seen it, but
all of
there's,
them?
like, Sam and George, and one of them is lost, and one of them is found. So I used to be the retard that was lost, and I'd walk around and I'd go up to people and say, my name is Sam, and I am lost. And my buddy would be George, and he'd be found, right? I don't know what movie that's from. I've never
I don't remember.
Is that I Am Sam, buddy? I
don't know. It sounds great.
With, what's his name? Sean Penn plays a retarded man. I think it won a number of Academy Awards.
I know which one you're talking. Sean Penn. Fuck.
I Am Sam.
Rain Man.
No, it's not Rain Man. I think it's I Am Sam. Yeah.
Now that you say it, I'm almost certain it's I Am Sam.
Yeah, it's I Am Sam.
Not quite as based as the Rain Man. I couldn't quite.
He was nominated for Best
role.
Actor at the 74th Academy Awards, but he did not win.
I could do Sam though.
I don't think he should have been nominated because for Sean Penn to play a retard isn't a whole lot of a stretch.
No, it's not really acting then.
That's a pretty cheap joke, isn't it?
Well,
I just feel bad when I throw those ones out.
Didn't you call a black woman a nigger earlier this stream? But we're feeling bad about calling Sean Penn the retard. No, who cares?
No, I mean it's just lazier than calling a black person nigger, right?
That's
actually, you know what I did when I was Rim Jim Shifty Fingers? I used to say, my steez, like that fucking song, my steez by Gangstar. That's what I used to say. I just used to say, my steez in all sorts of different tonalities.
Okay.
That's what I get is Rim Jim Shifty Fingers with the royal flush fucking button-up shirt.
That sounds great.
Now you know, Gahul. Now you know. Knowing is half the battle, bud.
What's the battle? The battle to become the next Rim Jim?
The battle for enlightenment, buddy. Until you understand Rim Jim Shifty Fingers, you will never ascend to the final level of enlightenment. To be released from your karmic wheel of suffering as the Ogre King.
Well, unfortunately, I actually was released from my suffering when I saw the greatest movie of all time, Jack and Jill, starring Adam Sandler, and achieving the dunk ascension. That released me from humanity and ascended me to
sit there and defend Jack and Jill, but not Space Jam 2, buddy.
Jack and Jill's actually, unironically, I will actually defend Jack and Jill is not that bad of a movie.
You see Armand White's review, buddy?
Yeah.
There's my take. There's my take, buddy.
Well, Armand White is one of the. It's actually not that bad of a critic. Actually, he's
actually a really based critic. He had the right opinion on Zack Snyder. He supported Batman v Superman, buddy. The greatest film since Kubrick's last masterpiece, Eyes Wide Shut. was Batman versus Superman. It was Kubrickian in its vision. It was really beautiful. Was.
No, you know what? Actually, people always say Armand White's a contrarian, but he has a very like if you read all his reviews, he has a very he has takes that are real. He has a system of how he views film. It's he just because you don't agree with him doesn't mean he's contrarian. Just because you're a retard and love cape shit movies doesn't mean that Armand White is wrong about stuff. He just has a different take than you. I don't agree with everything Armand White says, but he's a good critic. He's a real actual legit film critic, and you can't knock him. But Jack and Jill's a great movie.
All right, I'm gonna drop the link to this week's edition of Punt the Gunt. It's in the chat now, folks. And you can check that out in 6 minutes, unless it didn't pop in. Unless you want to.
You posted it in Discord. I might have to pop it in because I only think I can. I'm the only one who can pop in links.
Oh, that's right. Nobody can spam their own links.
Pop in a link. Yeah, how I've done so many cum tributes to Adam Sandler dressed as Jill, says Columbine 2077. What do you think about that, PPP? Well, you know what I didn't like about Heels? All the fucking sex scenes. There's all this nudity and sex. Fuck it, I don't want to see these girly titties on my screen anymore, PPP. I'm done with the nudity. I just want
to see the men's locker room. The men's locker room. That's where we want to see it. We don't want to see the sex scenes. We want to see the men's locker room. The big, glistening black wrestlers, so sweaty and oiled. Oh boy.
Yeah, no, I don't.
So muscular.
I just don't want to see all these naked women on my. Whenever I see naked women on TV, I just have to avert my eyes. It's not right.
I've received an update on how many calories are going to be in these enchiladas, and it's going to be 730.
880.
Is it 880?
As prepared.
There's 730.
No, but that's fucking as sold. There's as sold and as prepared.
What the fuck? All right, it's gonna be 830 calories then, or 880. It's 88, 880, folks.
Especially for okay.
We're gonna cook it. I'm not gonna eat a raw onion on the air.
Perfect. Well, we'll.
I might try Soylent tomorrow, buddy. Is it time?
No, don't try Soylent. That's actually really, that'll give you fucking man boobies. You don't want that.
Buddy, it's too late, pal. It's too late for that.
Well, you want to get rid of them. You gotta drop your estrogen count, man. All right. You don't want to fucking end up infertile or something. You gotta drop the estrogen count. Okay. Instead of drinking Soylent, drink almond milk. That'll be good.
Imagine drinking almond milk instead of Soylent. What a pleb.
Or oat milk.
Like if you're gonna be a soy boy faggot, you may as well go full tilt, right? Like if you can acquire a girlfriend, you got to have 2 Black Bulls penetrate her while you drink the Soylent in the corner. Like you can't just half-ass it and get almond milk. Like,
well, I'm not gonna acquire the girlfriend, so why even bother? Just go for the fucking. Unironically, I actually do like oat milk. Oat milk has an extra amount of oat milk's got extra protein in it. It's not bad.
Look, man, you could go out into public and look at all the other happy couples while you drink your Soylent, and you can fantasize about watching them. You know what I mean?
No. Oh. Looking at women in public?
Cole's been called out. He's been caught. This is his fantasy.
So why would I go and interact with women in public if I didn't have to, PPP? That would be so horrible. Having to talk and deal with the female form? No way. It's time.
Soy mode. Engaged.
It's soy mode. Where's my Switch? I gotta hold up all my... Oh, where's my Switch game case? Oh!
People ask if
look at all my manga!
They asked if I was voting for Jagmeet Singh, and I think I might. I really do. I think I might vote for Jagmeet. He's going to lower my cell phone costs and my internet costs. He's going to deliver free housing for everybody. There's going to be no more rent. There's going to be UBI under Jagmeet. Guys, get excited. Get excited. We're going into full-on communism. It's exciting. The wealth is going to be redistributed. The rich are going to be dragged out of their homes. And by rich, I mean white people. And everything that white people have will be taken away. Thank God I'm a Jew, so I'm going to be fine.
Okay.
Who's like, this politics? No!
I don't care. I don't know who the fuck this person is.
You don't care about Jagmeet, the turbaned leader of Canada?
Canadian politics? You think I follow Canadian politics, PPP?
Well,
I don't even follow.
Like half Canadian. You're from Minnesota. Like,
listen, PPP. There's not a single Canadian in all of Minnesota. We're all fucking Americans here.
Well, I thought your dad was Canadian with his hockey love or whatever. Well
no.
Where did he get that from? Is it cultural appropriation? From
hockey's an American sport.
Bullshit.
It is. It's American, motherfucker.
Yeah, buddy. There you go.
It's invented in America.
Has
Canada ever won a Stanley Cup? I think not. America, yes.
Do you know that basketball is actually a Canadian sport?
Yeah, that's why it sucks. Boom! Oh,
that's very racist of you. That's very racist of you to say, buddy.
It's
I can't
true.
believe you disparage black people like that.
I did.
All right,
all the Canadians.
We're coming up on the top of 2 hours here. It's
so
9:59.
we'll close it out. Have you? Little fun fact: I've held the Stanley Cup, but no Canadian ever has, and that's a fact.
I have. I've actually went to the Hockey Hall of Fame and kissed the Stanley Cup, buddy.
I didn't need to. The Stanley Cup was brought to me when the champions came to visit our hockey arena. I held it up. I kissed and held the Stanley Cup up because my dad worked for the hockey team there. So that's what I got to experience.
You kiss the Stanley Cup, but never kiss a girl.
Yeah.
Bulls life story.
Actually, I'm very happy about that. It's a good life. Yeah, good for me.
It's the best life.
Okay, we're going to close it out. Bye, everyone.